Today officially marks the first day of early voting in Texas. We'll show you where to vote here on campus.
Undergraduate students at UNT are finding opportunities to be leaders through a new ambassador program.
And the university has begun preparing for a week of festivities as today is the first day of homecoming week.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Chris Goodwin.
And I'm Deja Jackson. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are making their final pitches to undecided voters. With just over 2 weeks left until Election Day, the Democratic nominee just got some help today as she tries to win over moderate and key swing states. CNN's Ben Brook has the latest for the campaign trail.
An unlikely duo on the campaign trail. Vice President Kamala Harris, the Democratic nominee for president, and former Representative Liz Cheney, who not that long ago was one of the top Republicans in the House of Representatives. The pair traveling to suburban counties in key swing states Monday. Cheney, a staunch conservative, voted to impeach Donald Trump, was primaried and ousted. She's a part of a growing group of Republicans who have said they believe the former president is a threat to democracy.
You have to choose in this race between someone who has been faithful to the Constitution, who will be faithful, and Donald Trump.
The Harris campaign views these appearances as a way to reach undecided and persuadable voters. Just last week, Harris rallied alongside more than 100 Republicans who have backed her candidacy.
No matter your party, no matter who you voted for last time, there is a place for you in this campaign.
Part of the group she's trying to reach, those who supported former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley in the Republican primary. Despite her blistering criticism of Trump, Haley endorsed him after dropping out of the race and spoke in support of his candidacy at the Republican National Convention.
She's supported me, and we had a great primary. It was an unbelievable primary. It was the fastest anyone's ever gone.
Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
In one of the key swing states, Georgia, early voting began last week and is now at record levels. And today, voters here in Texas got their first chance to cast their ballots for next month's election. Our live reporter Julia Ham is at the Gateway Center on campus with a look at how you can vote early here at UNT. Julia?
Thanks, guys. Early voting opens today in Texas. The early polls will be open until Friday, November 1st. And registered voters can cast their ballots either in person in their county or can mail in an early ballot. The hours in Denton County will be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Monday through Saturday and 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. If you're registered in Denton County and live in Denton, some of the locations you can go are North Branch Library, North Lakes Recreation Center, Robson Ranch Clubhouse, South Branch Library, Hubbard Hall at TWU, UNT's Gateway Center, and the Denton County Southwest Courthouse. To find your voting locations, check where you're registered online. I voted right here at UNT's Gateway Center this morning, so make sure to check your registration location and go straight to the polls. That's all I have for y'all, and now back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Julia. Reproductive rights are one of the top issues in this election, and new numbers show just how big of an impact abortion bans are having in the U.S. A study that was released today says the infant death rate went up in the months after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. About 80% of those deaths were caused by birth defects. Experts say abortion bans can restrict access to health care, which can lead to increased risk for both babies and mothers. Texas is one of 13 states where abortion is banned. In most cases, that law went into effect 2 years ago.
And with reproductive rights being such a big issue in the presidential campaign, the Biden administration is proposing a major expansion of birth control access. This would give easier access to the over-the-counter contraception such as Plan B, spermicide, and O-pill under the Affordable Care Act. Right now, most private health plans cover the cost of contraception, but they often require a prescription. This new rule would eliminate the new need for a prescription. The White House says the proposed rule would affect about 52 million women nationwide.
With October coming to an end, we are finally starting to see some cooler temperatures arrive.
Yes, Chris, it's hard to believe we're in Texas still. Let's send it over to our weather anchor, Angelique Black, to see how the evening is shaping up.
Thank you, Deja and Chris. Well, I hate to break it to all the people that love summer. We are now trickling down. As of right now, current weathers are 74 degrees. We're still warm here, so we're doing okay. But rolling into tonight, it's going to be a little chilly at 69 degrees, and it's definitely going to feel like that. Now, rolling into tomorrow morning, it will be around 57 degrees around 6 a.m., but later down the line, we'll have it at 89, so you'll still be able to stay warm, okay? Back to you at the desk.
As always, thanks, Angelique. When it comes to election votes, not all those votes go into a ballot box. An important battleground state bakery is bringing back a tasty tradition for the 2024 election. The Oakmont Bakery near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is selling cookies with the faces of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris on them. CNN's Ricky Sayer has the story.
There are all sorts of cookies at Oakmont Bakery.
We need another cookie.
The Girding family has the choice of everything from chocolate chip to cherry chewbilly. They even have
The controversial cookie.
Yeah.
the sort that only appears every 4 years.
So here we have the Trump cookies, and then over here we have the Harris cookies. And then just to sort of keep it fun and light and loose, we have a third party this year, which is just the Punchkis.
You know, for those who might not be a fan of either Trump or Harris.
We call it the sweetest candidate.
I think a lot of people are getting the candidate they're supporting, but then there's some people that are just like, oh, I'm going to get this candidate just so I could, chomp into them, whatever.
That would not describe the Girdings.
I think it's neat.
She bought a few Trump cookies.
And I wanted to get my mom one because she's 87 years old and she loves Trump.
I think we might not eat them.
We might save them just in case. We might cherish them for a while now.
We didn't find anyone buying Harris cookies in our short time at the bakery.
Anything else tonight?
But that doesn't mean they aren't being purchased.
We actually just ran our numbers today. Donald Trump's leading at 21,000 cookies, individual cookies. Kamala Harris is at 6,200, and the sweetest candidate, it's about 9,800.
Oh, yep, there you go. Hope that's a good sign, right?
Of course, the cookies can't predict the election.
Now, just how reliable are those bite-sized ballots? Well, the bakery's cookie tally got the results of the election wrong in 2020. Donald Trump won the cookie count, but Joe Biden won the ballot box count.
Today is the start of homecoming week here at UNT, and the preparation for all the festivities is underway. We're live with a preview ahead.
Plus, is the weather going to cooperate for all those homecoming celebrations? We'll check back in with Angelique Black for a look at the forecast.
To open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DatQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DatQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DatQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.datq.org to learn more. DatQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom and Dad, I got it!
right, Mom. I have.
You are looking at UNT's homecoming tradition. It's called a spirit board.
These boards are all part of the week-long celebration of UNT's spirit and creativity. We'll have more on those boards in a moment, but first, a little more on the history of homecoming from a royal perspective.
Chris, one of the key things is that everyone is running for homecoming court advocates for a campus impact project. For example, one of the candidates is donating her grant if she wins to a first-generation student success program.
All the candidates are busy this week campaigning for their student votes, and the final count is this Saturday when the court will be named at the homecoming football game.
But before that, the campus really gets a dose of a spirit from so many activities, and one of them is the spirit board competition.
Let's go out to ntTV's Maddie Holston for more. Maddie?
Guys, in light of homecoming week, there are so many traditions coming to life, and one of them are the spirit boards. Now, these were put up last night and are located on the south lawn right behind the Union, and they are looking absolutely fabulous. So many clubs, organizations, and dorms put their hard work into making these look amazing, and for the Scrappy Palooza theme. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but there are some awesome ones here. We got Scrappy Carpenter from Kerr Hall. We have DJ Scrappy from the Frats. There are so many terrific ones, but there can only be one winner, and that will be announced on Thursday at the bonfire. Now, we have Faith over at Datku Stadium. Now, tell us more about this tradition. Faith?
Thanks, Maddie. This UNT tradition lasting more than 50 years. The homecoming bonfire is on the rise, literally. The UNT talents work around the clock for the entire week, building the largest man-made pallet bonfire in the nation. I actually have two talents, Joe and Joelle, here with us. What are y'all's positions?
Hi, I'm Joe and I'm the president.
I'm Joelle, I'm the treasurer.
Awesome, guys. And why are we making this bonfire?
Essentially, it started because other colleges were building bonfires and students at UNT were like, why do we not have one? Of long years past. And now we are very proud to have a tradition that's so close to us and other UNT students and alumni. It's one of our favorite traditions. We're glad it's one of your favorite traditions. We're very proud to have the moniker of the largest handmade bonfire in the nation.
Yes, we love this tradition. And how many pallets and people does it take to just get this bonfire going?
So it takes our entire student organization of about 100 people, and we have 4 tiers. So the first tier is 20 pallets high, second one's 15 pallets high, and then the third and fourth are both 10 pallets high, totaling to about 23 feet tall.
Wow, that is some crazy stuff. Thank you guys so much. The pallets are going to be set on Thursday, October 24th at 8 p.m. in the North Gate at Datku Stadium. The bonfire is not the only thing getting lit. This homecoming event includes dancing performances, live music, and some fireworks. I hope to see you all out here and back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Faith. Do you know that's one song by Jennifer Hudson that's like, I'm going down?
Yeah, I do, and that's exactly what these temperatures are doing apparently. But let's check back in with Angelique and see how this week is shaping up.
Well, thank you so much, Christian. Deja, unfortunately, I'm excited. I know you're not. It's sweater season, okay? As you can tell, I am wearing it today. You guys have been asking me lots of questions of, okay, what's going on, Angelique? When is the weather gonna start cooling down? Well, let's talk about it. Looking in for now, we have for North Texas, we have Bowie at 68. Gainesville, 67 degrees. Sherman at 69, McKinney at 68. Denton, of course, is trickling down. We're right at 69, Dallas at 72 degrees going into our region now. We are still at high here so far. So we got Shreveport 64% as far as the degrees go. You know, I'm getting a little chilly here, so don't mind me if I start stuttering on that, okay? We got Austin going in at 74 degrees, Houston 71, Amarillo at 61. Going into our 7-day forecast for the week, we are definitely looking into Tuesday at 89, the highest. The lowest is 65 degrees. Now going into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be steady at the 90 degrees, and it's going to be chilly again towards the end of the night at 65 degrees. Saturday, over the weekend, Sunday, 88, 85 degrees, so we'll be good, and going into next week as well. As a reminder, we don't have any rains, so we'll be good to go. Just keep a sweater by you for the evening time, okay? Now, while we haven't not seen much rain here in North Texas lately, unfortunately, that's not the case for New Mexico. Our segment anchor, Kayla Bumpus, has more on some devastating flooding. Kayla?
That's right, Angelique. Unfortunately, extreme rainfall over this past weekend prompted the need for hundreds of water rescues in New Mexico. So far, it has been confirmed that due to the flooding, at least 2 people have died and dozens more were injured and hospitalized. Water rescuers have reported how terrifying the conditions are, stating the water entirely covered cars, buses, and even streets and neighborhoods. The overwhelming amount of precipitation fell all within a matter of hours this past Saturday. The National Weather Service says nearly 6 inches of rain fell, which nearly broke a record. Water rescuers are continuing rescuing citizens from vehicles and homes. Luckily, the rain has begun to recede and the city of Roswell is beginning the long road to recovery. That's all I have for you now. Back to you guys at the desk. Thanks, Kayla. If you're looking for a leadership position on campus, stay tuned to learn more about the undergrad ambassador program offered here at UNT.
And our Jose Moreno got an inside look at a Hispanic art festival in Denton. See what it all had to go offer for the community.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
Studies show nationally anywhere between 20 to 50% of new college students begin their college education don't know what they really want to do. Here at UNT, your peers who may have gone through their own struggles of mapping out their career paths came together to share their experiences and love for their declared majors. I spoke with some of the class ambassadors and how they found their right fit.
Being lost is the definition of college. But there are class ambassadors designed for your major to help guide you along the way.
We get walking PR. We benefit so much from having class ambassadors. There's many things, many activities, events that we wouldn't be able to do without having class ambassadors be the face of our college, because I'm not the interesting one. Dean Bimper's not the interesting one. The interesting people are the students, your stories, your narrative, what you're living here at UNT.
The Class Ambassador program with the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences was created 25 plus years ago by a lady named Dean Shockey to provide students with opportunity of leadership and networking.
I really love getting to connect with people. I like getting to talk to incoming students. I also really like getting to educate people about what my major is, because nobody really knows what TechCom is, and it's really cool to be able to talk to people of what that is and see that they're really interested.
I'm standing right in front of all the list of ambassadors under the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences located in the GAB. I'm actually one of those ambassadors for the Mayborn School of Journalism, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I think if people have the opportunity to be a class ambassador or an ambassador within their specific department, they should go for it. It's a really easy, low commitment thing, but it's very highly rewarding, and it looks great on a resume. You can network with people. It's really just a great opportunity that has more benefits than any downsides, and I think it's just a good way for people to get out there. You can find your class ambassador located in the GAB for more information on who is representing your department.
The fall season tends to hold many art festivals and exposés. Art is said to be subjective, but when two UNT alumni didn't feel they connected with the art events around them, they went the extra mile and created their own art organization. Our segment anchor Elizabeth Moreno has the story in tonight's Seen and Heard.
Heidi Vasquez and Juanita.
Thank you, Chris. Art shows and organizations are pretty popular nowadays. Take Clima, for example. This art organization stems from two Latinas feeling unidentified in the established art scene. ntTV's Jose Moreno walks us through how this feeling flourished into the creation of Clima. Let's take a look.
Two UNT grads, Heidi Vasquez and Juanita Jimenez, annoyed by the lack of representation and the gatekeeping in the DFW art community, came together to produce an art show dedicated to Latino artists and creatives.
I grew up going to art shows in DFW, and it didn't feel welcoming.
We wanted to find ourselves in the creative field, so we decided to make our own way, and we ended up making SEMA.
But creating an organization like SEMA was way easier said than done, and whilst both had experience with hosting art shows, taking that next step and starting up an organization like SEMA took a lot of work. From planning shows, marketing themselves, hiring volunteers, getting to that level took time, because SEMA, like Rome, couldn't be built in a day.
I guess the most challenging thing was trying to figure it out, because we didn't know how to set up a nonprofit, we didn't know what we were actually doing, we just know that people liked it.
And people sure like it. SEMA has grown from a small art show to hosting a full-on city-funded carnival earlier last month in Oak Cliff. But what matters most to these girls is the impact that their organization has had on their community.
People started their own organizations because they came. And from there, we figured that the more immersiveness you create within the space, people are likely to stay, remember, and document.
If you want to check out SEMA, they'll be having a pop-up event at Revelers Hall for their November 2nd Day of the Dead block party. And then later that same day, they'll be having another pop-up event at the Oak Cliff Assembly Line. I'm Jose Moreno with ntTV News, signing out.
There you have it. Clima was Juanita and Heidi's response to the art scene, and their ability to impact their communities through their organization is proof that they are being heard. That's all I have for you guys today. Back to you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. It looks like the best time of the year for sports is finally kicking into gear.
You must be talking about the basketball season, and I know someone who couldn't agree more. So let's toss it over to our sports anchor, Jordan Lizzie, with a preview.
Thanks, guys. This week kicks off the first game of the Dallas Mavericks regular season. We'll provide you with the news after the break.
Hey Alex, this guy on the internet says he wants to give me money.
That sounds suspicious.
What do you mean?
Typically, strangers who promise you money on the internet have their own best interest in mind. They often use bounce checks, which will disappear shortly after depositing, but not before they've asked for some money in return.
So he doesn't really want to spoil me?
No.
Well, then what should I do?
The best way to handle it is to block and report the suspicious message, or even consult local law enforcement if you've already fallen victim.
So I guess we aren't going to Key West for spring break.
No.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and it's hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
The UNT football team played an away game against the Memphis Tigers. At first, the Mean Green started out leading 21-14. However, Memphis took their first lead in the second quarter after scoring 2 touchdowns. After the first half, Memphis scored 3 more touchdowns, causing UNT to lose to Memphis 52-44. The Dallas Mavericks are set to play their first regular season game on Thursday. The Mavs will play against the San Antonio Spurs. This will also be the debut of the newly acquired Klay Thompson. Let's see if the Mavs can start off the season on a good note. Coming off a bye week, the Dallas Cowboys have another test. They will play the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday night. If the Cowboys win on Sunday, it will be their first win against the 49ers since December 20th of 2020. That is all I have for sports. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jordan. Calling all brisket and spare rib lovers. The world's first barbecue museum is opening soon, and not here in Texas, but in Kansas City, Missouri. The museum is expecting to have several interactive exhibits showing the history of barbecue sauces and meats. It will also explore the different regions of the U.S. where barbecue is popular. Kansas City is already home to the Barbecue Hall of Fame and the World Series of the Barbecue. This new museum is expected to open in the spring.
Well, Deja, Kansas may have its own barbecue museum, but closer to home, Big Tex has been keeping track of the number of corn dogs we bought at the State Fair of Texas.
The fair wrapped up its 3-week run yesterday. The numbers detailing the scope of the event have been shared, and they are massive. The fair welcomed more than 2.3 million visitors this year, with Fletcher selling around 550,000 original corn dogs. That's up from around 518,000 last year.
Texans showed that they prefer mustard over ketchup, with over 1,800 gallons of mustard consumed compared to 850 gallons of ketchup. I don't know about you, Deja, but I needed some relish in there and they didn't have it. But
thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.